It was winter on the island of Sodor. One frosty morning, the Fat Controller came to Timothy's sheds. He had an important announcement to make. "A statue is to be put in the park at Peel Station," he said. "It'll celebrate the Sodor Railway." All the engines were very excited. "Thomas, you are to collect the statue from Brendam Docks." "Yes, sir," puffed Thomas. Percy was very excited. "I wonder what it'll be," he thought. "As soon as I find out, I'll come back and tell you," said Thomas. And he puffed away. When Thomas arrived at the docks, Cranky the crane was still unloading the statue. Thomas was so excited he couldn't keep his patience. Cranky lowered the statue onto the chop. He was tired and cross. "Thank goodness I ain't gonna lift anything like that again," he said crossly. Thomas watched the workmen open up the crate. When the crate was opened, Thomas looked at the statue. It was covered in a big tarpaulin. It had a very familiar look. There was a tall funnel shape at the front and a wide shape at the back. Suddenly, Thomas thought he had the answer. "It could be me," he thought. Thomas was very excited. When he got home that night, the other engines were fast asleep. Thomas decided not to wake them. He couldn't wait till morning. But then he started to have doubts. He wasn't sure if the statue was of him, because then he thought everyone else might be cross. He decided to wait till morning. But that night, a large snowstorm blew across Sodor. Snow flew everywhere. The wind blew all night long. The next morning, the Fat Controller came to Timothy's sheds. He was very worried. "The tracks to Peel Station are blocked," he said. "None of you will be able to get to the ceremony." All the engines were shocked and very worried. "But I've been looking forward to seeing the statue all night," said Emily sadly. Then Thomas had an idea. "I'll go clear the tracks," he said. "Then you'll be able to get to the station." Henry and James were surprised. "But you don't like wearing your snowplow," said James. But the Fat Controller agreed. "Hurry, Thomas, and you'll be late." Thomas raced off. Soon he was battling his way through the snow. But Thomas was now beginning to get worried. He was thinking what the other engines might say when they finally saw the statue. He thought if it was him, everyone would be cross and no one would speak to him. But Thomas didn't care. What mattered was getting the tracks clear for everyone. "I hope I'm not too late," he hoped. Soon the tracks were cleared and all the engines managed to get to Peel Station. They all gathered near the statue. When they saw the shape of it, they were cross. "It's not fair," said Toby. "Why should Thomas have a statue to himself?" Suddenly, a large patch of snow fell from the top. "Goodness," said the Fat Controller, "the sun's shining already." Soon more snow fell, then more, and more, and more. The engines were very surprised. "That's not Thomas," said Gordon. "No," said Percy, "it's all of us." All the engines cheered and whistled. When Thomas arrived, he saw the statue. He heaved a sigh of relief. "Thank goodness it isn't of me," he said. The Fat Controller made an announcement. "I am very proud of all of my engines," he said. "I am very happy to have engines that are all responsible, reliable, and really useful." All the engines cheered and whistled, and they felt very proud to be engines on the Fat Controller's railway.